Imagine every molecule of oxygen on Earth completely disappears for exactly 5 seconds. Instinctively, you'd probably take a deep breath. Most people assume the immediate threat in this scenario is a global struggle for air. But 5 seconds is a trivial amount of time for the human body. Almost anyone can hold their breath that long without any biological consequences. In reality, your ability to breathe becomes irrelevant. The physical world would catastrophically collapse before your brain even realized you were suffocating. We usually think of oxygen in terms of the atmosphere, where it makes up roughly 21% of the air around us. But the scale of the element is far larger beneath our feet. Oxygen actually constitutes 45% of the Earth's crust by mass. At this level, it functions as the invisible chemical binder that fuses minerals together into solid rock and soil. Removing that oxygen isn't just a biological hazard. It is the total extraction of the foundation that holds our physical reality together. At second 1, the atmosphere instantly loses over a fifth of its total pressure. For anyone on the ground, this is the physical equivalent of dropping 2,000 meters in a fraction of a second, causing human inner ears to rupture instantly. Above you, the blue sky snaps to pitch black. Without oxygen molecules to scatter sunlight, the atmosphere loses its color, leaving only a blindingly bright sun in a dark void. By second 2, the built environment begins to fail at the molecular level. Oxygen is a vital chemical binder in concrete, providing the rigidity that allows these structures to stand. Without it, every concrete building, bridge, and dam on the planet disintegrates into fine dust, causing global infrastructure to vanish in a single second. At second 3, the mechanized world comes to a total halt. Every internal combustion engine relies on oxygen for ignition. Without it, millions of vehicles stall simultaneously on every road on Earth. In the air, the crisis is even more direct. Airplanes instantly lose jet propulsion and begin a dead-weight plummet toward the ground. High in the stratosphere, the planet's primary defense system also vanishes. The ozone layer is composed entirely of oxygen atoms. Without them, our planet's UV shield is completely erased. This leaves anyone outside exposed to blistering, unfiltered solar radiation at the exact moment the ground beneath them is turning to dust. As the clock hits seconds 4 and 5, the damage reaches the atomic level of our machinery. On Earth, metal surfaces only remain separate because they are naturally coated in a protective layer of oxidation. In an oxygen-free void, this barrier vanishes, exposing raw, untreated metal. Any raw metal surfaces that are currently touching will instantly and permanently fuse together in a process called cold welding. We know this happens because of the Galileo spacecraft. In the vacuum of space, its high-gain antenna ribs rubbed together, lost their oxidation, and fused permanently, crippling a multi-million-dollar mission. Suddenly snaps back into existence globally. But the thermodynamic state of the world is now fundamentally unstable. The returning air violently collides with the massive heat trapped inside stalled engines and extinguished fires. This sudden influx triggers a wave of aggressive exothermic oxidation, launching spontaneous firestorms and massive chain reaction explosions across the planet. Concussive shock waves rip through the newly restored atmosphere, finishing the destruction of the falling planes and the crumbled cities. Returning oxygen functions as a global detonator, leveling whatever infrastructure initially survived the 5-second void. The aftermath of those 5 seconds is a landscape of permanently welded ruins and global firestorms. It's a sobering realization that we usually view the air as a passive, invisible backdrop to our lives. In reality, Earth's chemistry is a highly sensitive, interconnected web that dictates the very rules of our existence. Oxygen is the essential architect of our physical world, and the fact that its brief absence can shatter our reality is a terrifying reminder of how fragile that world truly is.